Top of the morning to you, or the afternoon. It's a few days later since the last video got posted. My sciatic nerve is just pulsing, so it's gonna be a fun one today. A couple of things I want to do. I want to officially get this thing idling and running on its own. I want to see if the transmission works, and maybe even put it back down on its own feet. Gotta check the brakes, of course, though I think the brakes are fine, just needs a little bit of fluid. So what do we got? We got a battery. That should do it. Old battery slash paperweight. I got to dump fuel in it, but the old school fuel fillers or fuel filler on this car, since it folds up and I don't have a funnel long enough, which I'll double check, I'm just gonna pull the gate off. There's one bolt here, one on the other side. Let's just pull the gate off real quick and dump some fuel in it. Hey. So a quick 10 millimeter should be able to get this right off, and then we'll go ahead and dump some fuel in it. Once that's done, we'll move on to the battery. No big deal. Always good to know if you ever get stuck in the highway in an old B-body like this, right? Are these B-bodies, G-bodies? And you have a flip-up tailgate or fuel filler gate thingamajig. You're gonna want to bring that. Well, not my best idea. Hey, spill some fuel, no big deal. All right, that should work out a little bit better. Got to take a quick break because my back is just killing me. And so far I only spilled about a liter of it. So for my European friends that might be watching this, oh, just a quick $5 on the ground. That doesn't make sense, does it? It's almost like I'm spilling it on purpose. Not, but it's almost like I am. All right, so now there's some fuel in the tank. They probably stirred up a whole bunch of old sediment. Let's get this fuel door back on here. This filler neck, or the gas cap back on. All right, that's not square. Moving on. All right, that's better. On to putting a battery on this. On to putting a battery in it. Go handle. Man, the go handle just makes so much sense. Oh, makes everything so much easier. Now, of course, you want to put the battery in before you put the adapters on it, because we got side post cables or connections right here and a top loading battery that's fully charged, so we're gonna make the best of it and put some adapters on there. So be right back with those. All right, positive, negative. Go ahead and stick that on. Doesn't want to go. Oh, it's because I'm putting the wrong one on each side. No big deal. Shove that on. Do a little switcheroo over here. Is that gonna fit? No, that's not gonna fit. What am I gonna do? I don't know. We'll figure that out in a minute. So the ground cable is not long enough to reach this battery because it's flipped. Positives here. Huh. So what if I put this battery in sideways? Well, that's not the right way to do it. But for now, it totally is. So we're just gonna, I'll show you. I'll bring you right in here. We're just gonna let this battery sit a little topsy-turvy for right now. I'm gonna get these hooked up nice and tight and see if it turns over. If this channel was do it the right way speed, then maybe I'd do it the right way. But when you're just doing stuff yourself, you don't gotta get it perfect. You just gotta get it done. Let's see if it'll run on its own accord. Take you on a little ride here. So if I remember correctly, which I'm not saying I do, the fuel pump on an old Chevy should be on the bottom left side. I don't see that anywhere. So I'm thinking it's got an in-tank fuel pump because it is an 88. And I think in 88, sorry for the shaky camera, so I'm probably gonna have to crank it over a few times to get it to fire. But I'm thinking it should, if fuel pump works, should eventually just run on its own. So let's see if it'll even turn over. I think you're gonna have to feed her some of the 50-to-1, get it to fire off, and if I can get it to run long enough, it should suck fuel up from the fuel tank, unless the fuel pump's dead, which is possible. Anything's possible. Let's grab some 50-to-1 and see if it'll fire off. Smoking a little bit, running. It's not charging, but it's still running just off battery. So I got a bottle of brake fluid. Let's fill her up. Real careful with brake fluid, a highly flammable substance. And you want to make sure that you don't get it on the headers because that shit will catch fire. And I got scars on my hands from doing that once already. So let's try to avoid that. Added some brake fluid. Let me bring you inside with me. Might get a little shaky. What do you think? Give it a shot? Does it feel like brakes? It feels like brakes. What do you think? We put it in reverse? The worst that'll happen is I'll smash into my truck. Let's make sure we don't hurt anybody when we do this. Hey, bud, you wanna have a seat in there? Hopefully it doesn't come off the jacks, although I don't think it will. Go ahead, put your foot on the brake and throw her in reverse. Not that hard, man. You don't gotta crush. Well, we blew out a brake line. We thought that wasn't gonna happen. Well, that's our answer to, oh, that feels nice. That moves real nice. Well, there's our answer to whether or not we have brakes, but should be good enough. All right, how about this time? A little finesse, not so hard on the brakes, you know, and put it in reverse. Just leave it. Foot off the brake. Their rear end. Let's see. Oh, we're flying. We're flying. So we have reverse. Let's put it in neutral, get that wheel to slow down, and see if we can put it in drive. Drop it one down to neutral. Dare I say, the brakes almost work. All right, go ahead and put it into drive. There we go. That hasn't moved in a while. Well, it has, because I've rolled it with my foot. But does that mean it's limited slip? Why would one side Why is it transferring like that? Oh, that doesn't look too good. Put it in reverse. I put it in neutral. Give it some brake. Oh, we are shaking away over there. This thing was just flopping away. Oh, because the tire is fucking off center. Yeah, go ahead and put it in neutral again. Yeah, this thing's gonna need brake lines for sure. We are leaking either copious amounts of fuel or nope, that's brake fluid. So leaking some brake fluid over there, leaking some brake fluid right here, but that's not so bad. All right, well, we got some of what we wanted to do done today. We got it to run on its own power, right? Running off the fuel tank. Runs great, honestly. It's missing a couple vacuum lines. Definitely gonna need tune-up, spark plugs. You know, everything else is just fine. You know, on the engine that is. Carburetor seems fine. I have no idea if it's got an accelerator pump yet, but I think it does. Good faith that everything come right back around. It's got some leaks in the brake lines, so I'm gonna have to replace the driver's side brake line to get it to move under its own power, but it goes into reverse, it goes into drive. She needs new shoes, that's for sure. So that's in order, but I got a plan for that already and make it look mint. You know, once we get it all buttoned up, hopefully the next video will be it running and driving, right? We'll take it for its first spin. But I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you for subscribing to the channel if you subscribed. If you haven't subscribed and you enjoyed this, I plan on making more content. I'll keep making videos. If I could keep finding cars like this, I'll keep adding cars to the channel. And thank you very much. I'll call it right there. Have a good one.